Hi folks, Taco's my name and we're TacoBonsai. So today we're going to go after the roots on my variegated Ficus benjamina. This one doesn't grow very strong. It looks like it's got some burn from the lights in my grow room here. But I also do need to sort out these roots. I don't know if you can see very well. I hope you can. These are very, very thick. So we're gonna come and repot this, put it right back in the same pot. I don't think I need to do any particular cleanup on the pot. But as I said in my last video, I actually went and sifted some of my bonsai soil. So hopefully that'll help this, get all those fines out, because there's a lot of fines, like sand here. And I can use those for other plants. Nina's gonna give us some musical accompaniment, and I'm gonna mention one more update to my, you can keep going, to my stuff. Actually, this is very jerry-rigged, but I made a little extension for this. So this is like jeweler's wire. I don't think it's bonsai wire. I think it's just jeweler's wire. So it's flexible and it holds its shape pretty well around a like a pen grip to extend this out an extra like 1.5 inches. It leaks a little bit. Not terribly worried about leaking a little bit, but it gives me a little bit extra reach and it makes it a little bit easier for me to work inside of my actual plant room. It's not a prototype per se, but it does help me to try to figure out what I need to do in order to maybe build my own. I love the idea of using a pre-made one, but really the shapes here are pretty simple. I can weld, I can solder, so I might just make my own copper watering can one of these days, or aluminum watering can. We'll have to figure that out as we go, but for now, this one works great. I just wish it had a larger capacity. I wish it didn't drip, but I think that's just because it is a plastic watering can. But this plastic watering can is full, so I'm not going to do anything with it just now. Just wanted to show you guys that I did that. Again, always modify your tools, modify everything you can to see if it'll work better for you. I mean, this is reversible. I just pull it off and put the hose back on if it doesn't work, but I'm hoping it works real nice. All right, let's dive in on this. So I have you guys a little bit up, but I want to put you guys a little bit farther down. Let's see how my spin is, huh? Because really we're just focusing on these roots, which are very, very, very bulbous. Where I need to be, that's a little closer. Yeah, ain't perfect, but it'll do, right? All right. So I'm gonna get a little close to the center of the frame so you guys can see everything that I'm doing, and we will start our work on this. Sorry for the fiddling. Again, I'm trying to just improve the quality of my production. Hopefully, sound is good. By the way, there is no button here to be turning sound on and off, so I know I didn't do that. I created a little bit off center, but that should be good now. Let's get you over to here. We're going to clear this off. So a lot of this on top, I let it dry a little bit. Should just pop out, but we will see. I did not wire in my that worked pretty nice. Didn't wire in anything here, so that should be easy too. I'm going to move my tools so I can dump my old soil on top of this, because I will sift this before I put it back into the bonsai pot. All right. So 2 drainage holes, pretty nice. I'm also going to change the drainage screen that I use. I was using this mesh from window screens. I don't like it. I find that roots are more likely to grow out of it, so I'm not going to use that again. I'm also going to use a brush here, just clean out the inside of this pot, get some of these fines out of here, so that way when I am putting new stuff in, it doesn't have a whole lot of fine soil clogging up screens or just staying in there. One thing that I was thinking about as far as soil, one of the reasons why bonsai soil works as well as it does is because there are large air gaps. It needs that air in order to live. Like, roots don't want to be waterlogged, so all those fines don't give you as much air, and I really don't want that. I want it to be a nice, healthy plant. Now, this isn't a like, I mean, it's got a little chop in it, but it may just be a mass-produced pot. I can't remember. I think I got it off Amazon. I was really excited to get it because it is a very classically shaped pot, but I don't know that it's anything particularly crazy or special. Doesn't sound bad, so no, I'm very pleased with it. I just don't know that's particularly valuable in any way. I'm gonna put that off to the side, and we're gonna work on this right here. So I do some good roots. I'm very pleased with the roots, but they're not all the roots that I need. I'm gonna use this guy right here, try to push some soil off. You can see there is a lot of fine in here. Like, this doesn't need to be in there, of course. But I don't have a whole lot of like surface root growth that I really wanted. These big bulbous roots are just taking over. I'm going to continue to work on that. Those need to be addressed. I think I also have a taproot coming down. I remember seeing that, and that's not what I want. You can see I did cut these, but it doesn't mean that that's the end game. I need to continue to maintain this, and it's been about a year, so I need to make sure that I'm coming after this again. Very pleased with the roots here. Not upset at all about the roots. Sorry, I'm doing a little bit on the backside here. Some really good living roots in here, which is what I needed. These big roots are just everywhere. I'm hoping I can take these back. Things like this, not gonna fly. Not okay. I might have been also more concerned with the health of the tree than fixing wrapping roots or anything like that, but this is not a good sign right here. I'm gonna wait to cut that because it's not so big. It might be a sacrificial root to get more roots growing in here that are correct, but I think I'm gonna end up taking that off. I just really want to make sure I'm looking at the health of this plant because there's a little wire that's down in there somehow. Interesting. Rather twisty tie. You see, those are nice, good living roots. I'm very pleased with those. On the newer side, but not new. Yeah. I think in my attempts to get better roots on this tree, I've had some success, but not as much success as I really needed. Those are good living roots, I think. So just kind of work up that clod of dirt, work those out a little bit better. We're starting to wrap the wrong way, so we don't want that. So a lot of good roots on this side, which gives me hope I can cut back the other side. All right, we're gonna go underneath here because at this point I'm having trouble getting things out because of that one wrapping root. Poking a little bit from the top. Yep. A little taproot in there too. Nice roots, honestly. Really happy with this bunch here. I'm not sure how the focus is, how the light is, but this bunch here has got really good, at least, you know, looking from this angle, it looks really nice. Here, of course, I've got that issue with the wraparound one, but these aren't too bad in here. I'd like to take them back further, but I think right now I've got to be careful I don't kill this tree. This isn't growing very, very, very strong. It's been growing. It's had new growth on it. But let's see here. The roots smell pretty good. Oh, kind of funny. They smell pretty good. All right. So next step is to switch screens. So I'm going to leave this on here. Dump all this soil onto the top of my container on the side here, so I can continue to use this for potting. Ooh. So that is that. Let's get this up here, that next to it. So it sits pretty nice. I'm really not upset about that particular aspect. It will sit flat like that, but as you can tell, it needs to certainly have different different correction to these roots. They don't look nearly as bad when I've got it out of the pot. Bring the screens in there, but I know they need to be addressed. So I'll go there, and it's time to address these roots. So looking at it, I've got some longer ones here. I'm not really worried about those yet. What I'm worried about most is right here. Easier to see from that point of view. This one right here in the bottom is got to go. It is not correct. It is absolutely wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that one out of there. And I'm hoping there's not much attached to it. There's a good amount. I could probably try that as a root cutting, but I need to have that gone. The next biggest issue, of course, this one wrapping around here. So I'm going to come over and start here. See how much I lose. Oh, that's a lot of the good roots too. Shoot. I need to take it back further. So I've got a good root there. I'll see if I can take it to there. Now this root's doing nicely in here. I'm excited about that. Even though this is kind of bulbous, I can always do some carving on that later, I suppose. This one over here is okay. I've got one coming up the top, so I'm going to take the bottom off of this, see if I can get this to take over that root space there. This one's kind of long. So I've got a root under here. I'm going to see if I can take it back to there, because that would really improve that root. See that one there? And this coming off the side here, I don't even know if it's alive. It looked kind of gross. There's some rot going on there. So I'm going to cut that one back as far as I'm comfortable and give it a little, one of these to try to get some roots growing up the side here, so I can reduce it even further. So much of that might look risky to people. It's very similar to just root carving. I'm just trying to further improve the shape of these roots. Let's put some cambium on this side. A little chunk out of this side too. There. So it may not be very graceful at this time, but the goal here, of course, is to reduce the amount of visual impact of all these roots. That one's a little better. Of course, the tree's not very balanced right now, but I do have a root coming down below here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top off of this right here. See if I can't out the bottom. See, there's that one there. It's off. A little better shape. There. That's a little better. Again, still a bulbous root, but not much I can do about that. I'm going to leave this little one here alone. It's not great. It's certainly not the worst. And now I'd like to address this one over here. My reservation, however, is that I've taken a lot of roots off already, and I feel as if I took that one off, I would have some issues. What I will do is I'll go and do a little profile prune. Sorry if I was holding that kind of high. Just, do one of these. Get these super long ones off. Going in, so I don't want that. And I don't want that. That either. All right, I pretty much got it now to the point where I dare not do any more. So that's what we're left with. Again, I know that this could be farther out. There's all kinds of things going on, but I'm hoping I'll get some root growth in here. So, time to put her back in a pot. And like I said, I've been sifting my soil. So hopefully the soil will be better for it too. Just to the side, and very granular soil. A little bit more. There, let's put that in the corner. Just a rock. Not good or bad, just a rock. All right, let's see if I can't just glue this down in here. Real nice. Tease out these roots a little bit. And I took off a lot of roots. I'm taking a pretty big risk here, but I can either take a big risk or I can pretend that this is going to look great if I don't do anything. And it won't. It'll look pretty terrible if I don't do anything. So this is where we're at. All right. I'm really liking the look of the soil. I think it's a cleaner look to have it all sifted as well. So I know there's probably huge health benefits, and there's some pieces of fertilizer and stuff in here. But there's certainly huge aesthetic benefits to this as well. So folks who are out there who are watching this, if you don't sift your soil, give it a shot. I think you'll be pleased enough with how it looks, and I have a suspicion that it's really going to make a difference in the health of this tree. All right, I'm going to do a little, just make sure. That's a weird shaped one. I don't want that in there. I don't really want the roots exposed above the soil on this. I really want another big rock like that. What I really want is the roots to be down below the soil and really just start working on making them look better. They're just turning into the same kind of microcarpa, ginseng, mandrake, I've heard them called. Just turnip roots, honestly. I don't want a turnip. I would like a small tree, please. Plus, a turnip tree might be kind of cool. Not trying it. That's a little just too far outside of my realm of expertise, and I think I would eat it because I don't mind turnips. All right, I'll do a little bit more on top here just to make sure that we're sitting pretty, but I think that's pretty good. It's actually pretty solid, so I'm not going to worry about putting any rocks on it. It's already got some rocks in here. I think I did a better job if I can just, spout off a little bit. I think that I did a better job with repotting this one. I think it certainly, sorry, it's kind of moving around funny. It has a better soil level. The soil looks better. The tree has a nice, firmness to it. I think not only have I been, of course, practicing, it helps an awful lot, but also just paying attention and never thinking I know it all. I don't. I talk about what I do. It doesn't mean it's the right way to do it. So anyone watching this, if you find something I'm doing wrong, tell me. I'm constantly trying to just do better. I think that looks nice. So I am going to actually spray this one with some soap and water. Again, speaking of getting all of the, like never forgetting to keep learning, but also never forgetting that pests are always going to try to take all of your trees from you. They're terrible. Mealybugs, all that stuff, they're the worst. So I'm spraying down the pot, I'm spraying down the tree itself, all these leaves. I'm spraying from bottom up. I'm not giving a lot of oomph because I'm spraying inside of a small space indoors, but it smells nice. Honestly, dish soap's not a bad smell if you had to pick one. So I'm pleased with how this repot's gone, and I'm pleased with how the tree looks. I'm not any professional by any means, but this tree really needs to have a little more filled in here. Sorry, popping back in. And getting good roots will help me to figure out where the front of this will be. And I did talk about maybe taking all of this off and just using this as leader if it becomes strong. I think this was a step into making that stronger. I'm not doing any topside pruning on this. I had some new growth since it's come inside. There's actually new growth visible, like this is newer. You have this little dead piece here. Be there, but I do need to sharpen my scissors. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to do too much on this until I know what's going on. Dead bits in here, oops. All right, I can always take off dead stuff. getting this. I'm almost uprooting the tree. Go. There's one more over here, I think. And I think last time I pruned this up, I did the same sort of thing. I just kept realizing I had more and more to prune off. That was a nice, satisfying one. The one here you might not be able to see. It's going to come off here. Again, the goal is not to do any particular crazy work on this tree. Just trying to get a little bit more cleaned up. Did. All right, I think I got most of it. The dead bits, that is. And, you know, this pot, I haven't had good luck with this pot. I think that maybe luck wasn't always a part of it, especially with this many roots coming off. This is a lot of root. I find that these particular species, the Benjamina, don't mind the root pruning, they mind the top side pruning. You cut a branch off, it'll die all the way back sometimes. But I think that certainly continuing to learn when it comes to bonsai, developing your own culture and your own style is great, but a lot of good ideas can be adopted into a culture or a style. A lot of good practices can be adopted. To say that a poor practice is a part of your culture or style is something that I will do. I have done, and I will, you know, I won't always realize it. So there are times where we just kind of have to admit we were wrong and fix it, and it's tough. And I think that this is a good example. This particular repotting is a good example of how I've kind of evolved in that way and started to admit some of the things I've been doing wrong in bonsai and just do a better job of it. I love it. I think it's great. I don't think I'm that bad at it that I should just stop altogether, but I know I've got a long ways to go. Again, looking at the habits of highly successful people and emulating those, or at least, you know, trying to understand why they do these things and how you can, you know, have a parallel in your own playbook is wise. That's where I'm at. So it's soaked in a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to water it because I don't want these roots to be just full of well, soap. So I got to rinse all these leaves too. And I do have this in a place where it is sort of close to the light, but I don't have many options because the lights are very close to my shelves. So it's as far from the light as it can be. Maybe a little bit farther now because I think I planned it a little bit deeper and it needed that. That's the outside of the pot here as well. Sorry, it's not as exciting when I have it towards me, huh? Just trying to get all this soap off. So it doesn't come out quite as fast as I think I'd like, but also any faster, I think I might run into other issues. You know, I'm not filling this pot up with water. It's just going right out the bottom, which is what I'd like. I really want to get it so it's just passing through, dragging air behind it, and really soaking in the soil. Didn't have any pests on it, which is why I didn't go crazy. If in this video you notice some scale or mealies, let me know. I definitely want to address those. But I think, as of now, I'm safe from all those. All right. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Now if I lift it up, I'm hoping to see water coming out the bottom. Yeah, it's coming out quite nicely. Yeah. There's two drainage holes, so of course when I tilt it, it comes out a little faster out of one than the other, but I've seen all that water come out and I'm very pleased with it. So this is what I'm left with. I think it's the right step in the right direction. Please give me some feedback, some criticism. I love that everyone is so supportive. Support is very important. But I think I really want to buckle down this year, this 2025 year, and really improve my videos, my own style of doing videos to make sure I'm differentiating myself and I'm more interesting to watch, even though I'm doing this mostly for documentation. And I'd really like to make it so that my trees can be impressive. Some of these are a few years old, at least a few years with me. And now it's time, I think, that I can't afford to lose all that time that I put in. This wasn't a terribly expensive specimen, but it was expensive enough that I can't afford to lose it really. So put your criticisms, your advice, put it all in the comments. Give me a follow, give me a like. I'd appreciate it. Watch it all the way through if you can. I tend to just go on, so it may not be as exciting for everybody. But I appreciate every one of you. If you watch for 10 seconds or, you know, 8 minutes and 10 seconds or 18 minutes and 10 seconds, no, I appreciate you. YouTube is a great platform to really make sure that your audience is interested in what you're doing. So I suspect that a lot of you are very interested in bonsai, um, and you probably have learned a lot more than I have in the time you've had to study, because that's what you're probably doing if you're watching this, is studying, whether it be for your own personal or just, you know, self-development or developing your own trees. Yeah, I appreciate all of you, and I know that all of you have a lot of knowledge to share. So don't be afraid to share that with me. And take care of yourselves. I'll see you all next time. Cheers.